Hey everybody, it's Matt Mullen here from Email Crush. You know who I am. You are tuning in to the last session of the Email Kickstart Mastermind. Thanks, AdThrive. We are going to today dive into how to make money with your list. So before I get going here, I've crammed a lot of information into here. I need to know from my people who are live here on the call with me, this is going to be as much interactive as I can do it as quickly as I can. What are the different ways that you currently or intend in the future to make money on your in your business? So I know that all you make money with AdThrive. I know that part. What else? What else do you do? Some of you have different revenue streams. Feel free to share them here because I'll cater my remarks to what you have going on. Might be a little bit more relevant if you open up and share a little bit. Okay, we've got people with an Etsy shop, interesting. Affiliate sales, selling ebooks. Ebooks are weird to me. I've never understood it, but I know they work. I just don't understand why. Anyway, and they get itineraries. Good. Rosemary's got products, hard products, physical products, or soft products. What kind of stuff? Some of you only make money off of the ads. Okay, well today maybe I'll open your eyes on other things that you could do. So physical products. Okay, that's a hard way to do it. But yeah, all right, I got you. Digital course, excellent. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. If you're so inspired to ask questions during this session, please do so. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can with the information that I've got here. I'm going to share my screen. And I think that since we're totally crammed for time, it makes perfect sense that I would start telling you about a trip that I took with my family, doesn't it? You know, a little travel log here. In 2019, my family, my kids have grown up now, and we had the means and we had the opportunity to take a long trip to Europe, and it was fantastic. So for the American that I am, was experiencing some of those wonders over there. We spent 3 weeks, and we went from country to country and city to city and hopped on trains and stuff. And I got to tell you about this backpack, man. So this is the Peak Design travel backpack, and I told everybody we can only get fit everything you can for 3 weeks into one of these bad boys, because we were going to be, like I said, hopping from train to train and on the move quite a bit. And they work great. There's zippers everywhere and pockets and stuff for everything. And speaking of stuff, I use these compression cubes. Anybody use these? These are fantastic. I know I've got a couple travel lights here. You probably have. The great thing about these is that you can take all your stuff, stick it in one of these and zip it up, and they magically shrink down, and you can keep your jacket and shirts in one thing and your unmentionables in another, and it's delightful. Well, and don't let me stop there. So you take a look at this view. No, not just that view of the mountains. Look at my shoes. Those shoes are Allbirds. Why did I take those? Because they were super comfy. I could wash them. They're all natural materials. Seriously, the most comfortable walking shoes I've ever owned. And these right here, my noise canceling headphones. I use these every single day, and especially on trips. They just block out the noise. And if you're taking a trip from, across the sea, hours and hours, you want to get some sleep, or you don't want that crying kid behind you. I'll tell you, these things, they knock out that sound just like that. All right, why am I going on and on about this trip? Other than to obviously brag about my wonderful vacation. Why am I doing this? Because I believe that an overlooked opportunity for many of my clients and students that focus very heavily on ads is affiliate marketing. Email is a great way to deliver your recommendations to an audience that cares about what you have going on. Let's do this. This is fun for me. I know you have to indulge me. Otherwise, I will not continue on with this call. So I want you to make a list real quick, and I want you to, in the chat, we're going to do this 30 seconds. You can do this. I want you to list as many tools, specific things like my Sony noise canceling headphones, for example, or my Allbirds, tools that you can't live without, that make your life easy or comfortable, that save you time, money, do the work of a lot of things, make you feel smart, and you just generally can't stop talking about them. I know you have them. Don't just sit there. Let's go. Start typing. What are some of your, whether it's related to your personal life, but specifically to your business? Daleen, what are the must-haves for traveling Alberta? I don't know. You've got to have, I think everybody in Canada has to own a Canadian Goose, what is it, jacket. I think you have to mortgage your house in order to afford one, but doggone it, you look super cool having them. Come on, Daleen, warm clothes. I need more than that. What are they specifically? What are your recommendations? Okay, Rosemary's got running shoes. I don't know what that has to do with your blog, but I love it. Okay, let's keep going. What else you got? Richard has a specific way to pick up feathers. Do you have a feather collecting tool? Is there's anything merino wool? All right. I need more people to play along here. I know you have things that you love. You have tools in my food bloggers. Come on. Is there not a knife set or a KitchenAid or something that you use in your business? Your blender, Jim, what kind of blender? It's not just any old blender. I can't go to Walmart and pick up the cheapest blender and live up to Jim's standards, high exacting blending standards. Farrah, what's your stand mixer brand? Okay, KitchenAid. All right, Vitamix. All right, you don't want to do Blendtec. No way, not the Vitamix people. All right. For your RV, a comfy mattress. What's the brand? Devin, come on. Your air fryer or your ice maker. Are you getting that Ninja ice maker that makes all those, whatever, they're little super duper tiny cubes? The Canon camera, you probably use the T150, the XL 4500, right? Okay, now we're talking. There's a specific lamp. Great. The NutriCook kitchen scale, the Braun food processor. See, once we got this unleashed, now you can't stop talking about the stuff that you love, right? You turned into me. The reason that I'm talking about this is that with affiliate marketing, there's a few, well, of course, there's some general things. It's really all one rule. It says 5 rules, but it's when you, as the subject matter expert, are helpful, natural, honest, authentic, and transparent about your affiliate opportunities, you're doing your audience a huge favor, and you can solve a big, big problem for them. So the problem that you solve in their life is, look, they do not focus on RV life like you do. They're not in the kitchen as much as you are testing recipes. They aren't blending to the extent that you are, but doggone it, once in a while, they like a good blend. So what to use actually helps them a ton. So let me give you some examples of affiliate-ready content. How a particular item can make your life better. All right. Now, remember my Disney Cruisers, that Forever series that I've got? One of the emails in there, it's like week 15 or 16 or something, asks the question, do you need trip insurance? And then it makes a plausible case about why or why not to get it. And of course, there's a recommendation in there. That one email in my series for a very long time was covering the cost of my list. It's automated, it's just running, I'm not updating it, it's just going, and people were booking the trip insurance on their own, and it was covering the cost of my list. Not making me rich, mind you, but that little revenue stream certainly made me never think about the cost of ConvertKit again. Now, what about this one? How to use a particular item in your niche, right? Natasha she teaches how to sharpen a knife blade. She's a recipe blogger, but she goes in to teach a knife blade, and you betcha that she's got specific product recommendations. What about you in your line of work? What are some can't live without essentials? All right, so on your camper blog, I can't go camping in my RV without these things. Also, because you're in the space, you're dealing with this stuff all the time. What's new? What's new in travel? What is I've got this, you've probably seen this thing right here. All right, so this will hold my phone off the back of one of those airline trays, and I always put it there, and I'm just sitting there watching my movie, and it's just, and every single flight asks me, what is that, and where'd you get it? And it's a super duper simple device that you can get on Amazon, and anyway, folds up like this. All right, so you see new tools. What's new in your space? People love that stuff. Or if you're getting started, what if you're just getting started with spiritual healing? What do you need? What do you not need? You actually do need the lamp. You don't need the feather picker upper. I'm having fun with that one, Richard. I hope that's okay. Or maybe just because people have followed you or they like you, what are your favorite things? Those recommendations are helpful. Gift guides this time of year, you've seen them. I have some people that make a ton of money just off of making really smart gift guides. And you can share these in all sorts of different ways. So Part of affiliate, sometimes affiliate is driven by deals, and 'tis the season right now. This is hot topic. So Merrick from Merrick's Art, whenever there's a, the semi-annual Nordstrom sale, which I swear is quarterly, but whatever. She goes through and she tells her audience what is the actual deal, because a lot of stuff, trust me, I was in the deal space. Not everything on Black Friday or in the semi-annual sale is an actual deal. It may be the same price or even more expensive than what it used to be. It just happens to be in this sale. All right. So she cuts through the noise. You could do that for Black Friday, for your niche. You could do that for Amazon Prime Day. All right. So by identifying this stuff, yes, that's extra work for you. I know that. And yes, you could be creating a new post or recipe or whatever. But these are affiliate. Heck, AdThrive is, you're going to see more this year from AdThrive. I don't speak for them on this. I just happen to know this because I have been paying attention to what they are doing. They're going to be doing a lot more related to affiliate offers as well. They see it as an opportunity for their publishers. So how do you use email to drive affiliate stuff? By the way, does anybody do affiliate? Down in the chat, let me know. What are you doing with affiliate right now? I'd love to know if you're having success and what types of things that you do that fall into this bucket. Booking.com. Booking.com's got a really lucrative program if you can get people to sign up, right? I've not done Viator tours, but maybe I need to take your course. Okay, will you teach me how to optimize that? Because that seems like a smart win. Okay. Only what a deal. That's a screaming deal. $500 for Daylene's course. I'm going to sign up as an affiliate and gets 15% of that too, I hope. All right. I don't know what Mind Valley is, Richard, but is that that must be some sort of special extra program that people sign, or service or subscription maybe that they sign up to. So here's how you can use email to drive affiliate sales. There's the obvious stuff, okay? Send seasonal broadcasts. Hey, everybody. Black Friday's here. We found the deals. Okay, that's obvious, right? You could also be adding cornerstone affiliate content to your Quick Start guide or your Forever series, or both. What do I mean by cornerstone affiliate content? Some of that stuff that we were talking about just a minute ago. Sally from Sally's Baking Addiction, somewhere in her Forever series, she has my kitchen tools I can't live without. It's evergreen. She goes updates it once in a while, and she's making really. Sally's making, I assume, is making really good money on all her ads and books and stuff like that. So for her to take an email and just drop it into an affiliate play like that, what does that do? Well, she gets affiliate money, and on top of that, she ranks for the kitchen tools page. And it's just in there. It's just running. The Forever series is just running and driving traffic to it, just like I was with the trip insurance. So do that. Do some of that. Now, here's a fun thing that you can do. You can use email marketing automation to trigger stuff for your audience. Example, let's say that you are a food blogger, but you have some Instant Pot recipes as well. You could create an Instant Pot guide, which walks you through what Instant Pot you need, what accessories to buy, and your favorite Instant Pot recipes. If somebody gets one of your general emails, and in that roundup of recipes, you happen to have an Instant Pot recipe, if they click the Instant Pot recipe, you could set a trigger or a tag that says, hey, they're interested in Instant Pot, and therefore X. Therefore, send them the Instant Pot Quick Start Guide. You with me? Does that make sense? So if somebody, for example, downloads the packing list, my travel people, maybe that triggers how to use packing cubes. I don't know, I'm making stuff up right now. But I can see that actually being really valuable to somebody. And then you give them the option to don't want to receive information about packing cubes, no worries. Whatever. You can add affiliate content to your template. I had another blogger, and his name is Lance, and he's a travel blogger, and traveladdicts.net is his website. And he emailed me and told me and gave me permission to mention this. What he's been doing at the bottom of his emails, he added to his template kind of the stuff that Daleen was talking about a little bit, like for the best hotels, click this. For the best, for interesting tours, click this. And he had like 5 or 6 bullet points, which was just general information about how to save money on flights, how to save money on hotels. And he says that's working really well for him just by putting it into the template when he's got what to do at the Winnemucca, Nevada Christmas market or whatever. And then down below, he's got that in his template. Here's an example of that in my from Corey George of Hey, Let's Make Stuff. She's got the Cricket Academy, but she had in her emails, she'll drop in just some codes, deals and steals. So this is always there. And she just updates the template once in a while. Look, I don't want to take away from the, I'm sorry, Rich, I don't know her, they didn't share the actual stats with me. I don't want to take away from the main thrust of the email, okay? I don't want to do that. However, but down in the, people can separate that. Down at the bottom, it's kind of like, oh, by the way. So I don't have any problem with that. I mentioned this a second ago, but you could also launch a new series related to something. I had a gentleman who has a website that teaches men how to have more luck with the ladies. How about that? And he has a course on which dating app. And of course, he gets affiliate kickbacks for the dating app, but he uses here's how to set it up, which is the best one. Here's how to set up your profile, blah, blah, blah. As far as time bound, what I mean by this is that you could create a series and say, hey, so first of the year, everybody's into eating healthy, or here's how to use an air fryer. Here are my favorite air fryers, my favorite accessories, and my favorite air fryer recipes. You could tell your entire audience that you made it. And you say, I'm only, this will go away at the end of January, so go sign up for it now. That time-bound nature of it sometimes gets a lot of people. I did for my email and autopilot students, last month, I did a seminar, webinar, 1 hour on how to make money during the holidays, during Q4 with email. And I said I was going to take it down. I don't even really know why I did that. It's not that it was just more of on a whim thing, like, you don't get access to this all the time. So do it now. And I did it, and I had a lot more people take that. And then I had a ton of people going, did I miss the cutoff? Don't take it down. I got to watch it. And so people are well-meaning, but making something time-bound will get you better results. How much does promotional language affect deliverability? Jim, I assume that you're referring to words like free in the subject line or having images that are marketing type images in the body. Those are things that we used to be concerned about as far as, does that trigger spam or spam folder? But the answer is it doesn't anymore. Gmail and AOL and Hotmail and Outlook and all those ISPs are smarter now. And it's really just based off of your sender reputation. So the key to this is just send emails on a regular basis, like we've been talking about here, Forever Series, Quick Start Guide, seasonal broadcast, that are useful. And then you've got, at the end of it, you've got a subscriber that has been opening and clicking. They're going to open and click, and Gmail will deliver your Black Friday deal email as well. No problem at all. What disclosure language do you use in your emails? Yes, you need to do, I'm not going to go into that daily in here because there's plenty of, just do Google search on that. But you do want to make sure that you're doing all the appropriate disclosures. And usually it's down at the bottom, just, let people know that these are affiliate links in the emails. I've never run into that being an issue at all for people. Black Friday. Build on the natural behavior that's happening next week. If you want to do this, is anybody going to do this? Is anybody going to do any Black Friday stuff? You got some plans? Rosemary's going to do it. Richard's nodding. Okay. Rochelle is, I can't tell. I think it's very dark wherever Rochelle is, so maybe she's doing it too. I don't know. So my suggestions here, I mentioned this the other day, but I'm just going to reiterate this because we're on it. Because you're the subject matter expert, you can cut through the noise here. So just point out what is a real deal. Use a subject line that actually will, if you heard me last time, this subject line is my favorite. Just if you need just a starter subject line, because there's going to be a ton of other emails that are being sent at that time. So your subscribers' inbox is going to be even more full than normal. So Don't get fancy here. Go right to the heart of it. This is the best deal. Found it. I've even used things like found it, the best Black Friday deal, that kind of thing. But you want to be, authentic about that. It might make sense for you to increase your emails next week and the week after. We talked about all this, didn't I? I'm repeating myself. So did you miss it is another great subject line. So I'm going to move on past that. Look, one last point on this, because some of you don't believe me. The example that I would give to my food blogging friends, if another food blogger that's bigger or more prominent than you goes on Instagram and she says, hey, let's take a look at how my pantry is organized. And she does a pantry organization tour and she shows this shelf and these labels and this jar. And you are glued to that. Tell me you're not. You are glued to that just like I am, because you want to know, how did they do that? That's what your audience sees in you. You are that person for them. So forget about if you're getting, this rah-rah is if you're hung up on feeling salesy. Get over that, because your audience does value this dramatically. And on top of this, you will probably outrank somebody else when you create these posts. The usual question I get is about Amazon affiliate links. Their program, they don't want you to send direct affiliate links. There are some other loopholes and you can storefronts and things like that. Go look that up. But the main gist of this is usually I'm creating my gift guide. I'm sending them to my blog post where I've got the links, and that works just fine. There are, however, other programs like, I don't know, Cricket, where they don't care. Booking.com doesn't care if you put a direct link in an email. So you just need to know the individual partners program. Any questions on affiliate marketing and email? I guess my last point is, look at your Forever series, think of your customer's journey, and ask yourself, where does it make sense and where is it helpful to provide your deep wisdom and knowledge about products that will help them? And layer those into your Forever series, and then come back and thank me later for the recurring revenue stream. Okay? All right. Let's dive into another way that you can make money with email. That's selling something. Anybody sell? Well, I know that Rosemary has her own products. Does anybody else, you have, let me go back. Some people have courses. Etsy shop, ebooks. Okay, we have some. Farrah asked a good question about Amazon. Yeah, Amazon kind of their payouts just aren't as great as they used to be. Although just recently they came back, right? For those of you who are paying attention, I got some notices that they re-upped some categories. So maybe they felt like they were losing something there. That was recently. All right, sell something. Well, what can you sell? For those of you who are just considering this, I threw this slide in. This is kind of if you're familiar with Pat Flynn, some of you are, this is one of the things that he talks about a lot, is pre-selling. You may be thinking about next year, and you're busy the end of this year, but you may be thinking about next year. Remember, people are a little bit looser with their money in Q4. And so you might want to pre-sell something for next year, whether it's a course, an ebook, or whatever. So think that through. There's lots of different ways that you can make money. So the Tiny Life, they've got tiny homes, and they sell things like this 245-page ebook that is $40, but if that saves me hundreds or thousands of dollars and time and effort, then this is great for me. We've got meal plans out there. I've heard Laura from Momables talk. This has been a few years, but I've heard her speak at different events where she talked about how her email to selling her meal plans was making more than her, my understanding was that it was making more than her ad network revenue. Cassidy, she actually lives down the street from me. I didn't know that until she was in the mastermind with me. It was great because when she was in a mastermind with me, I had this slide before. I didn't know her. I didn't put two and two together. And then she's like, that's me. And I'm like, oh. And I had highlighted this because she has a great free email course thing, as you can see here, 5 steps to thriving succulents, that then leads you to her paid course. So if you want to see, I'm not saying that each email is amazing or any of that. I don't remember. But what I was really impressed by was how she flows you through. So if you have thought about this, free to paid, go check out how Cassidy does it. You can go sign up, and even if you don't have one of these cute little plants, I don't know how well they thrive in southern Canada, but they might be. You know, maybe it's a thing for you. Maya from The Wholesome Yum. If you want to see how somebody sells ebooks, go check out everything that she's doing because she's a master at it. And she does it seasonally. They come, they go, they're here, they're gone. And she uses email to do all that. So that's kind of what, you know, just some inspirational places to go check out of people who are doing well with sales and email. Before I dive into the specifics of email and sales, I want to give you a little bit of Matt Mullen Marketing 101 here a little bit. This is not even about email. This is the secret to sales, I believe, in our space. Think about this for a second. None of us are Nabisco, Target, Walmart, Allbirds. None of us have those budgets to promote our products. We don't even have the brands. Sorry, that's a harsh reality, but people don't really know who we are. So in this space, how do we, you and I, stand out? This is Kimberly from Sweet Red Poppy. I worked with Kim and Josh for a little while, and we had some great success together. At the time, I was asking my clients to make little video testimonials. I wanted them to hold up their phone and say something nice about me to it. Well, she has a whole studio because she does a lot of craft tutorials. And so she had one day when all the cameras were on and there, she had her makeup ready and everything. So she did this 90-second testimonial where she said, before I started working with Matt, this was our situation. It wasn't great. Now I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of my email. She said hundreds of thousands of dollars off my email. Now, this testimonial to me is gold. In a world where people don't know who I am, but maybe they've heard of Kim, or maybe they are in her same space and they feel that trust. A testimonial can do you wonders. And I'm guessing that you have not, if whatever you sell, that you have not chased testimonials to the level that you should. And the reason for that is the same reason I don't. It's a hassle. It's a little bit embarrassing or humbling to have to go ask. You feel like you're putting people out. You're scared that they might not want to, or that it turns out they don't actually love you the way that you thought that they might. But this right here, please hear me if you're selling anything at all. Go get testimonials from real life people. If you're launching a new product or a course and you don't have anybody that's taken it yet, seed it with somebody that will actually use it and that will give you feedback. That feedback can turn into testimonials. It's all right to ask for it. I even have, as a side note, I have a pre-canned email. If one of you wrote me after this and you said, Matt, thanks so much for your wonderful mastermind, I would write back, the first sentence would be handwritten, and then I would copy paste the second few paragraphs underneath it. And that would be pre-written stuff that asks you to go leave me a testimonial here. Maybe you saw this. This is my email and autopilot, Trustpilot page. I cannot control this. These are real people giving. In fact, I'll show you how I can't control it. This guy right here, this has nothing to do with my company. It doesn't make any sense. He's complaining about stuff that I don't know if he got me confused with somebody else, but he left me a 1-star. Anyway, I've never even worked with a Ryan F. I have no idea. But anyway, just to show you I can't control that stuff. But when you come in here, you can go see what Jess has to say. This was November 8th. Shadi also was having results. All right, Lily, October 1st. These are real people. Doesn't that help you? You didn't know me before this ad thrive stuff. But if you were going to go actually pay $500 for a course, wouldn't you want to know a little bit of something? Okay, I probably beat that horse, that point down enough. You get it. Go get testimonials. Let's get back to this. All right, so let's talk about sales launches using email. With any sales launch, I believe these are the elements that you can use to your advantage. And this is your little checklist. Do you have these at the ready? Testimonials, we talked about. Reviews. Make a guarantee. Like, give people the chance to get their money back. I used to worry about that. I used to worry about people stealing my course, logging in, stealing all the information, and then going and, it's an expensive course. I've done a lot of work. I just gave that up. It's not worth it. If they're going to go do their thing, they're going to do their thing, and I think the universe will deal with them if they're going to do something negative. But for most people, sometimes it just didn't work out. And I don't want them out there saying, well, that Matt Mullen guy, blah, 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 right? So I'd rather them give them their money back, and then at least we had a good human interaction. Hey, I'm sorry that wasn't your thing. I'm sorry it didn't work for you. No worries, here's your money back. Scarcity, time bound, we talked about that. Make things end. Figure out how to put an end on something, because people otherwise they feel like they can just do this any old time. And then sometimes an added value or bonus, we'll talk about some suggestions here in a minute, will actually get them over the hump. Your copywriting matters. Today, I'm going to give you an example of somebody who has a master at copywriting. Okay, I don't know these people, Truvani, but I'm in awe of their copywriting prowess. I'll drop this here into the chat. You can go review it a little bit more depth, but let me show you this real quick, the high level. You don't know who Truvani is either, I'm guessing, right? But they sell protein powder. For those of you who ever wanted protein powder, what's the number one thing you're worried about? We all assume that they kind of has the same health benefits, has a lot of protein in it. So you want to know, how does it taste? They've figured that out. So amazing taste. How could it taste so good? The taste is great. And look at this. There are real people testimonials everywhere. Here's one. Oh, by the way, here's your 6,700 verified reviews. 6,700. And you can click on and read every one of them. Look at this real person with this non-produced chocolate's my favorite. It's so delicious. Here's another real customer who held up her phone. See, you're feeling like these are not overly produced, right? Testimonials. Here's why people rave. That's the founder, so there's a little bit more fanciness. It tastes like brownie butter, 5 stars. Okay, then it's got, here's what's in it, blah, blah, blah. This is what's in it. Oh, and here's a deal you can take advantage of. Oh, and then just look at this, tons and tons of videos and testimonials. Here's your guarantee. Remember I was telling you about a guarantee? You can get a refund, no questions asked. For their FAQs, they literally, they like identified every possible question you could think of, and they go hog wild here and just list them all. Whoop. I mean, there's a lot. Read what our verified customers had. How much time are they spending on this? Do you see the impact here? My point is, you're not spending enough time. Me too. We are not spending enough time to get this level of stuff, because this is what sells. This is what sells. I hope that helps one of you out there as you consider rewriting your landing pages or your sales page for your product. It's worth the time. All right. So let's email funnel. How many of you will have product launches coming up in the near future where you're actually going to use email to sell something? All right. We got 1 person. Excellent. 2. All right. The rest of you, maybe someday you'll do this. You've seen email sales funnels like this. Okay. What I'm going to show you here, I know this looks long and intimidating. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do all these steps. I'm giving you what is the cookie cutter generic template. I didn't invent this. I use it though a lot. It works. So as far as getting you off and getting you going, think about it this way. I know it seems like a lot of emails, and we'll talk about that, how you can deal with that in just a second. But here's what can be in an email series. Let's say you're launching a new ebook, you're launching a new course. What some people like to do is the day before the launch is send an email to prime the pump, and with some sort of tease. Hey, what's your biggest struggle with nose hair, I don't know, and then they're going to hopefully write you back with really great insight about their nose hairs. And then the next day you can tell them, oh, I heard you. You struggle with this problem. I used to as well. I've solved it. And then it's a long form description of your offer. Usually, I like my emails nice, short, sweet, and concise. But because I've got them, and I don't know if they're going to click through, I need them to possibly see what this offer is. So I really get, I spend some time on a longer email than I normally do here. The next few emails, 3, 4, and 5, look, I'm not saying you send all of these, but you could. And these aren't necessarily in order, but they usually fall into an email that focuses on the main feature. Look, email and autopilot, that course, there's a lot of stuff in it, but what does most people want? I've discovered that most people just want to get their list growing. How do I get new subscribers? But it still talks about what to send them, how to use automation, GDPR, pop-ups, and blah, 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 all this other stuff. But it's usually, so what I focus on is, before Matt's course, Yvonne was only getting 5 million subscribers a year. Now she's getting 10 or whatever it may be. Now, as far as testimonials, this is that email that you've seen where they just pepper it with, Joe said this, Jane said that, and da 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 da, right? And you just show lots of testimonials. Overcomes objections. So here's why you might not want to buy email on autopilot. It's too expensive. Okay, then you think through what would a customer say? $500 is a lot of money. So how would I overcome that? If you and I are having that dialogue and they ask me that, tell them how you would overcome that. And sometimes the answer is, this might not be right for you. So for example, it doesn't come in pink. Yeah, we're sorry. Pink's a popular color. Maybe next year. Just be upfront. Then on your last day of the sale, it ends now. It ends today. Only 6 hours left. I'm not saying do 3 emails in a day, but you can. You might send this one at 6 a.m., this one at noon, at 6 p.m. And then maybe this one's like at 11 p.m. You'll get a lot of sales on that day. People will have just been listening the whole time, and then they'll finally take action because you've said it's the final day. Now, some of you, this will make you feel a little squirmy. That's okay. You don't have to do it, but it works. Let's say that you ended on a Sunday night. On Monday morning, you're like, we've extended it one final day. If you missed it, whatever your reasoning, so much demand, or just because people are busy, it's a busy time, or whatever you'll get another 15-20% of your sales by doing extended. All right. Hopefully that helps one of you out there that is going to be selling something. Now, that's a lot. Pick and choose. You don't have to do all of it. You can, and I have. And more of them, it depends on the offer and how important that offer is. It also important, the characteristic of your list matters too. Like, for example, Richard on Wednesday was talking about a certain segment of his list where he doesn't really know how he's going to make money with them in the future. I might be all aggressive with that list because I'm going to prune them out anyway. I don't want to pay for them going forward if they're not going to take action. So I might be much more aggressive here with this. Just depends. You can allow people to opt out by using a mute. So like, let's say day 2 of this sales sequence. You might, and where you want to put this is totally up to you. You may want to earlier in the series, you might want to put it down low. Later in the series, you might want to put it up high because your chances of annoying people are greater later, right? So maybe in the email number 2, it's like, are you absolutely sure you don't need Rosemary's Guide to Being Awesome? That's okay. Click here and I'll mute, click here to mute any future emails about this special deal. What happens then is you set a tag when they click it. In ConvertKit, it would be a tag, and I would probably call it mute ebook. Then on every other email in this sequence, you go into each one of them, and they have an exclusion filter, at least in ConvertKit they do. And then you just simply exclude anybody who has that tag now. That means that when email number 5 goes out, somebody who muted is not going to get it. They haven't unsubscribed. You've just saved them the hassle of getting another email. All right, hope that makes sense. It's going to depend on your platform on how to do that. Probably not doable in Flowdesk though. I know I mentioned that just simply because you know who you are. All right, creating a promotional calendar. Okay, again, not email specific, but doggone it. This is what I used to do. This was my life, even with the Daily Deal website. And I found that most of my clients don't have this experience or this discipline. You've created an ebook that's wonderful, but you're just haphazardly promoting it once in a while. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to get your mug and fill it up with something warm and cozy that makes you feel good, and go sit down at your favorite cozy corner and take out your notepad and go January through December every month. And you take that product and you go, when are the months that I should promote this product? Well, I'm going to do a Black Friday. Boom. Well, healthy eating for my healthy eating ebook starts in January. People are into it. I'm doing something there. Healthy eating makes sense when we want to get back to, summer weather. So we want in our summer swimsuits and stuff. Let's to do start of summer, right? There's some logical times where it might make sense for you to promote it. And this will give you a chance to build some scarcity and urgency with a promotion. Promotion doesn't have to be price, but it can be. I have discounts sparingly down here. But you can do other things. Add in something that bumps up the value. This month only, I'm selling the super duper whatever ebook. Along with this, anybody who buys it will have access to 3 private Facebook Lives where I'm going to show them how to cook the super duper, right? I'll answer your direct questions. What I've done with this in the past is my email on autopilot. Because I do these masterminds pretty regularly, it's not hard for me to throw together a mastermind for people who are paying the $500. AdThrive is hooking you all up, right? But other people, they're ponying up their cash. So I might do a small mastermind with them so they can do it along with me. Now, you can also do things where you change up the theme or the title. It could be the exact same product, or the guts of the product could be the same. And you just need to reconfigure it a little bit. Maybe with your ebooks, you take a few of those things, and instead of the Banff summer itinerary, it's the winter itinerary. It's the same thing, but you just, instead, we're going to swap out the pictures so that the lake is all frosty looking. I don't know. I have, for example, with email and autopilot, I can do email on autopilot for Instagrammers. And then I can cater, if you're big on Instagram, here's how to grow your list. It's all the same stuff. It's just, I add an additional chapter or something. Partnerships. I don't know. Take your ebook and go to Jim and say, hey, I want your Vitamix blender ebook. Let's partner up and let's put them together as a bundle. And we'll split the profits. I don't know. Stuff like this works all the time. And for your audience, they're like, oh, this is added value. This is going to go away at the end of the week. I need to buy now. Also, you can kill your products or launch new ones. The Alberta itinerary for 2022, it's going away. Because of the end of 2022, we are discounting it and we're cutting it in half. The price is in half this week only. Guess what? 2023 is going to have the same stuff in it. And maybe you updated a couple links to make sure that they were current. Rick Steves does this, doesn't he? With his guidebooks. It's the exact same thing. So anyway, hope that helps a couple of you. That's selling products with email. How many of you are doing sponsored posts? Have sponsors that pay for you to create content or to advertise their content for you? Does anybody still do this today? Okay, Daleen. I know a lot of people hate it. I don't blame you, because you got to deal with a brand, right? And that can be tough. Once in a while, okay. All right. Too many headaches, Devin says. I hear you. All right, let's say that you wanted to get back into this a little bit, or you wanted to rethink this for a second. First of all, with your email list, it needs to have its own value. This is not just part of this is not just thrown in. You can throw it in with your sponsored posts, but assign it a value. This is worth an extra $5,000. This is worth an extra $500, whatever it may be. So at least the perceived value of what you're offering went up. And or you can offer it as an upsell. So it's like, hey, if we do a 3-pack of posts, I'll throw in my email blasts for free. You know, that's just how you structure the deal. There's this thing I've been doing, I did last year, which was a lot of fun, email power boost. I had a few clients that do sponsored posts. And they have a few brands that they like to work with because they're friendly brands and they appreciate them and value what they're doing. So what they did is they went to them and they identified some really good, successful sponsored posts. And they went to them and said, hey, I'm doing something special with my email list. Remember that post that did so well? Let's revitalize that bad boy. Let's get that going again. I'm willing to do an email power boost. For 3 months, I will send an email 1 per month to drive traffic back to that post that you were happy with. It's only going to cost you 20% or 25% of the original sponsorship. It's real easy money. Let's do it. Then what you can do is you can creatively refresh your email content. Let's say that you had a post with Fleischmann's yeast and it was for white bread. What you could do is each month you could say, email number 1 for the first month could be my favorite project to teach kids how to bake, white bread. The second one could be the perfect avocado toast, which of course you need to have a perfect bread. The third one could be this nostalgic smell of baking at home. And then you link them again back to the same bread, right? It feels like 3 different emails, so the audience doesn't go blah. And with your open rates being 20 to 40% and click rates being 5 to 10%, that means that 95% of people may not have clicked it the first time. You're fine to do it. It drives more traffic back, and your sponsor, your brand loves you. Okay, this is great for people that you work with. I had a client do for a huge grocery chain. She did a summer produce quick start guide, where every recipe in there was a sponsored post of how to use this produce for these different recipes. And then they were able to have their grocery chain name associated with the actual emails as well. So just to walk through this, select a topic that solves a real problem for a lot of people. Seasonality is good because then you can go to the brand and say, let's do this for this period of time. This is the Halloween such and such. This is the Thanksgiving such and such. Stay authentic, meaning let them know that it is sponsored by them. However, your recipes are your creations and blah, blah, blah. And then you can invite your existing subscribers to go through it. You send an email to the whole list and say, hey, I made this summer produce guide. Click here to be in it. And then they jump into it. And then agree with your brand on how long it's going to go. And then it ends. It's great. She was able to charge an extra, I don't know how many thousands of dollars. And on top of that, she now has a new refreshed email hook that she can just enjoy and get new subscribers with. It's a win-win for everybody. Ongoing emails. If you decide to do this with a partner, the best thing is to get a regular standing contract. You know, I'll do one once a month. I'll do one once a quarter, whatever it may be, because you'll get into the rhythm with them. You'll get to know their content. Your emails will become much more authentic. I'm not talking about going to Gap and taking their ad and slapping it in there. All right. You could do that too, I suppose, but this is more of your authentic promotion. But you book in, basically you just tell them what you're going to be doing. You book it ahead of time. You create the promotional calendar together. You give them a preview for them to review it. Just make sure you deliver it on time. If it stinks, doesn't get the results you want, email make goods are easy. What's a make good? It just means that you make it up to them. You make it good. So if they didn't open it, you know, to the rate that you were hoping or expecting, send another one. You know, figure out a way to refresh it. Send it. It costs you nothing. So this is a good way to keep your brands happy. Okay, last thought on this. Not last, but second to last. As you do this, don't rely on your agency that finds you the sponsorships to figure this out for you. Some of you have that or have used them in the past. The reason for that, they don't get email. Your brand doesn't get email. Your agency partner doesn't understand email. Why? Because most bloggers stink at email. So you now have a deeper understanding about how this all works. You can go to the grocery chain and make a suggestion for a quick start guide. You can make a suggestion for a email power boost. You can make a suggestion for an ongoing email to amp up, to build up the existing deals. Don't rely on them. It needs to be you. It had to be you. Oh, ConvertKit Sponsor Network. I was going to mention that. If anybody is interested in this, this is a new thing, brand new. It started this summer. ConvertKit, and I know this is only for a small handful of you that are on ConvertKit. If you are thinking about switching to ConvertKit, this might be another reason to think about it. But they're slowly getting some traction on this program. It's called the ConvertKit Sponsor Network. What they do is, because they have access to all these different people like you and I that have newsletters, they're going to brands like ButcherBox or Athletic Greens or whoever and saying, advertise, sponsor these newsletters. We'll take care of it. And so they go in and then they'll go to you and say, hey, are you willing to put Athletic Greens ad in your newsletter? If so, we'll pay you. Right now, that's what I'm hearing. It's about $30 per 1,000 subscribers, which ain't nothing. That's pretty awesome. So you can make several hundred or thousands of dollars per send. And from there, you'll have some income stream coming in off of your emails. So it's pretty nice. If you want more information about that, let me know. I am trying to stay as close to it as I can because, well, I want my clients to use email more and to be successful with it. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in learning more about. Rochelle, hit me up. Are you on ConvertKit now? Okay. So send me an email so I can follow up with you. And if you have by the way, if you have a list over 10,000 subscribers and you're not on ConvertKit, you really ought to think about this because of the money that you could be making if you are willing to insert some modest ad into your newsletter, which in my opinion hurts nothing. People are so used to advertising everywhere on your website, AdThrive, right? On your YouTube videos, they're all sponsored by some VPN company, right? Everybody's used to it. So adding a sponsorship box in the middle or at the end of your email is not going to hurt you or your brand at all. But that's my opinion. Richard asked, what is AdThrive intending regarding affiliate? I don't know that. That's a good question for them. I just know that they're looking to provide additional solutions in the space. I think there's going to be more announcements for all the, they just made that recent announcement about some really cool things that they were launching in different tiers and stuff. And I think there's going to be more of that coming. So, all right, look, this is the part where we kind of sign off a little bit. We sign each other's news yearbooks and promise to stay in touch, and then become Facebook friends. And then Jim posts something weird, and I have to mute him for 30 days. So that's just where we are. Look, my hope for you is a couple of things. If we were to put a pretty bow on this, if you remember, on all of these are posted, Rochelle. They're currently reposted right now in the Facebook group. I'll keep the Facebook group open for a while so that you have access to it. I won't do like what I did on the holiday mastermind saying, I'm going to close it. I've actually kept these open forever. I really should go close them. Anyway, on the first session, I told you that my clients struggle from two things. How to grow the list and how to be consistent. My hope for you is that you've got a new vision on both. How to grow the list. The secret is your existing traffic is your best source of list growth. So what carrot can we dangle in front of them? That's it. That's the fundamental truth here. Second, if you do nothing else, you'll be happy with a weekly seasonal broadcast, a weekly forever series. Follow me on that. If you don't get those concepts, let me know. Then you can build off of those and go into much more advanced stuff if you want. But my hope for you is that now you have a foundation for using email that is not mysterious anymore. It's not challenging. If you get stuck on the technology side of it, again, In the course, Email on Autopilot, I walk you through step by step how to do that. Each one of these things. If it's an email platform consideration, talk to me separate about it. I know a little about a lot of platforms. I'm familiar with most of them, but not all of them. There's dozens and dozens, aren't there? But I can give you some what I do know. If this has been helpful to you, and I hope that it has, I hope that you'll do you and me both a favor. This favor is let your AdThrive rep know. Now, obviously, that's self-serving to me, but I think it's also super helpful for you for them to know that the real money that they spent on me was useful, so that they'll do this for, I don't know, TikTok or Tailwind or whatever it may be that's coming up, that they'll invite other subject matter people to give their thoughts and spend that time on you. I think that's a really smart thing to do, because they don't have to do this. They tried to pay me in dairy products, and I said, oh, no, not this time. And so then now they just send me rolls of quarters. I think they're just being spiteful. But no, they're paying real money for this. So give them a thank you. Go to your either support at AdThrive and let them know, or whatever. If I can be of assistance at all, I do provide consulting. I don't think you need it. Honestly, if you follow these steps and you have the course, if you want it, we can talk. But you've gotten great value here. So if you have any further questions, let me know. Stick around. I'll be happy to answer anything that you got. Please do keep in touch. I love to hear, well, your challenges and struggles, because sometimes I've been there and I can give you the leap over the hurdle. But I love to know when you have success, because many of you are still waiting to launch, right? Haven't launched that quick start guide. So I want to hear about it. What happens when? Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. Sorry, one last thing. In the Email and Autopilot Facebook group, you all should have access to it if you signed up for the course. It gives you the instructions on how to get into the Facebook group. My reasoning for doing that is just yesterday, I interviewed Carrie Bernard of Eating on a Dime, and she delivered 30 minutes of pure email gold. I see some nods. Were you all on there? All right. Rosemary and Rochelle, all my R's were there. And she shared a technique that is, she takes this stuff and went next level. And she earned herself 23,000 new subscribers. She had her best month in advertising with AdThrive. She sold thousands of dollars of products and club courses with what she did last month in email. So if you haven't done so, go watch that. These are the types of things where you just get hyped about. What we've been talking about right now is just the beginning, folks, just scratching the surface. Now I'm just rambling. So let's get out of here. It's great to see you all. Great to meet you. I hope we'll meet in person at an AdThrive event one day. That would be awesome. And then if you have questions like Devin does, stick around and unmute and we'll just chat. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, Matt.
Hi.
Sorry, my video was off. I was eating lunch and nobody needed to see that.
No, thank you. You spared us all.
I really did. I'm over the Convert Pro fiasco 2022.
What'd you do?
Of last night, where I signed up for Convert Pro, had everything set for this flashy, beautiful inline opt-in form for my Elf on the Shelf people, only to realize that Convert Pro was not working with Flowdesk.
That stinks.
So I popped over to stupid Flowdesk and I made what I think is like an ugly inline form. And it was just, I know, I'm really selling myself.
That's not very nice.
I've got like 12 opt-ins on it so far. So I know that like people are seeing it, but okay. I would just love it if I could pick your brain on it real quick. This is a post that it's like 13 years old. It seriously gets 250,000 views or more every year. It pays my mortgage for a few months. Love and it's a really important page to me. So what I did for Kickstart, I'll paste the thing in here, the link for the quick start guide. It's really just a page with tons of pictures. There's nothing special about it, but these elf people are crazy.
They really
and
are.
Every year around Black Friday, they flock to me like it's, something crazy. So I'm just trying to make sure like this quick start guide, I'd love to get as many people as possible, but I don't know. So there's my ugly Flowdesk form. I don't know how you feel about it. It's not that exciting. I don't like how it doesn't mute out everything.
No, I think this is fine. The first thing that occurs to me is how can we get this more jazzy?
Yeah.
I want to grab more
Bland.
people
Right.
because this almost looks like, because of where it is, that
An image. Or
no,
an
no,
ad.
no, that the rest of this is the guide.
Oh,
It's almost like you're talking about this is the guide.
you see that quarantine box at the top? That got me 50,000 new subscribers in 2020. Go up to the stupid elf in the box. Keep going up there. That right there. I mean, it was 2020, so it was a hot
That's
time
amazing.
to have a. It was crazy, but so my goal is, like, with the Quick Start Guide, it's a 10-day series. It sends every day, and it delivers a crap load of elf ideas, free printables, right to their email. They don't have to go anywhere else and sign up for stuff. So I think it's pretty good.
Okay, I have a couple of thoughts already.
I just want to capture them all.
Okay. I would be more deliberate. I'm not even on your other thing yet. I'm on this one.
Yeah.
I'd be more deliberate on these pages about how you get the download. It's hidden.
Yeah, it's all kind of buried because when I wrote them, I was just trying to get people on the site to have ads refreshing and
Right.
to make them scroll down, kind of like
So
a food blog.
I would have call out boxes multiple places during the post. I'd have one up high
Okay.
that was like TLDR, download the printable
Yeah.
right here. You know, I don't want to mess with your SEO, but SEO stuff aside, I would figure out how to make it super clear that it doesn't look like an ad. So it looks like your stuff. And then you have the download box that's all
That's a
about
good idea.
download the printable now, download the printable now, download the printable now. I mean,
Okay.
that's why they're here.
Yeah, I
And then-
know. They're so like,
And if I have to go look
now I'm
for it,
gone.
yeah, I'm trying to find it. You know, I found it, but it's you can grab it right here.
I've got a lot of ads.
But then I've got to read all this. This looks like everything else, and people don't read; they skim.
Yeah.
They already know what Elf on the Shelf is. They're just looking at your pretty pictures to go, oh, that looks like a fun project. Yeah, I can do that.
Right.
And
Okay,
really,
that's
what
a
you're
really
doing
good
is like, and really what you're doing is you're saying, I made it easy for you with this template. Click here
Yeah.
to save time. Blah blah
And
blah.
I think eventually I'd like to add that quick start guide to every single elf post. That's just going to take some time because I have so many.
Yeah.
And they're all, every printable is on its own little workflow, which when Flowdesk wants to send, it's great, but they suck at deliverability.
Okay.
I know, but I cannot afford, my list is so big. When I got the estimate for ConvertKit, I about died.
How many do you have? You have over 100,000 subscribers, right?
I have 170. So it's like, it was like $1,000 a month. And what you're saying, I mean, if I can make $5,000 in email send on ads, that's awesome, but I don't know if that's guaranteed.
So the crafts aren't there yet with the ConvertKit sponsor network.
Okay.
So we need to wait on that. They're right now, they're still building up their, you know, they're focusing on like finance products and
Sure.
food products because that's where they're getting more
value.
brands.
Yeah,
They haven't gone to, you know, I don't know,
I do.
Michael's or whoever to sponsor Hobby
Okay.
Lobby or something.
So maybe in the future, but right
Yeah.
now, like that, they'll put me in the poorhouse. I've heard nothing but good things about ConvertKit. I know all the reasons why I should switch. I just cannot bite that right now.
It just depends on what you're going to do. And we could have a deeper conversation about the ROI that you're looking
Yeah.
for, but I can't fault you for, you know, grandfathered into their $19 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
So look, I'm not trying to bag on Flowdesk. You've already mentioned a couple of things here. I just want to give you the business realities of what's going on there. My guess is that pricing was set up for people who are getting started and wanted something pretty. So they're competing with the free MailChimp thing that was so big, you know, that almost everybody starts with. When you go on their system, you're breaking their model because I've done homegrown at the Daily Deal website. We had for a while a homegrown, and we were using Amazon Web Services to deliver emails. It's not easy. B, it's not cheap. While you think per deliverability per email is pretty cheap, if you're sending on an ongoing basis, that's still costing them fractions of pennies
Yeah.
every time you send an email per person, per subscriber. So yeah, they're getting hit with costs every time that
Yeah.
you send. So how are
And
they
I
going to?
started with them with 0. I started fresh. I scrapped my entire previous list. It was a 10-year-old list, but it was so cold. So I left MailChimp and started there with 0 2 years ago. And
So
that's
the
just
business model just doesn't support it for them to spend,
no.
you know, for them to have employees and also MailChimp and ConvertKit and ActiveCampaign and all those folks, they have been working with the networks like Gmail and
Right.
and spam houses and things like that for years, and that
Right.
is not easy to navigate that. We got it listed on one spam house block, and basically what they do is they blacklist your IP address, and you're your host. You're just host, and
Yeah.
the ISPs like Flowdesk, or the ESPs like Flowdesk, they have to navigate that with hundreds of networks every single day with millions and of emails being sent out. Anyway, that's
That
why it
makes a
just
lot of
doesn't
sense.
economically, it's hard for them
Yeah.
to make that work. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go back to this. So yeah, I just feel like this feels like it's referring to all of this. So
Okay.
I would want to give this free email bonus.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Duh.
you know, maybe that's up here. And then I'd say 5 downloadable elf exclusive elf ideas or whatever. You
Okay.
know, something that is about what are they getting. This ultimate elf guide is fluffy. Sorry, it just is.
It is. No, you're right.
So I want to know
It's true.
concretely, what am I downloading?
Okay.
If it's 20 plus elf on the shelf downloads all in one place, boom, saves me a ton of time.
Okay. Cool.
And same thing here too, though. I would be investing in, go find your favorite call out boxes. Somebody who's got really nice ones that does this. I'm trying to think of who. Oh, I'm sure somebody will come to me afterwards, but somebody who does a lot of printables and that's their whole business. What about, I don't know.
Oh yeah, they have a lot.
I'm trying to think if they've got,
They sell a lot too,
they do.
right?
Okay, so here's a call out box.
Mm.
7 days of love program, 1 week to a better marriage.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all it takes is just 1 week.
It's impressive.
I need to get into their blog and see. Anyway, you could do this as well as I can, but
Yeah.
click to jump to the free printables at the end. I'm not saying that you should do that, but maybe that's one of the first things you put up top. Free
Yeah.
look at that, free download, a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, click to download.
Oh
It's
yeah,
very,
that's nice looking. I
really
like that.
clear what that is, right?
Yeah.
And Richard mentioned a click to pop up. What you could do is the form itself, you don't have to use their forms. You could, but you could do what they're doing here and then have that take you to, well, look at that. That's, you're not even signing up for anything.
Yeah. Wow.
Come on, divas.
They're just giving it away for free.
That's
God.
crazy.
It's like this time of year, like I have so many between teacher, Christmas gifts and elf stuff. I mean, I have hundreds of new subscribers every day during the holiday season. So like I'm getting subscribers, but
Oh yeah.
I love the idea of like the Forever series, the quick start guides. Like I can see how that's going to help with bounce rate and building my brand and just getting these people to keep coming back and clicking on things. So I that's where I really want to focus. That's probably one of my biggest takeaways because I'm not doing that now.
I think the dating divas is an interesting model for you. I'm
Yeah.
riffing here, but I mean, I know them. I've worked with them off and on a little bit. They are really good at selling.
Yeah. Oh,
They're selling
seen them for
printables and
years.
stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So the model of get them in with the freebie
Yeah.
and amp up your promotions, you know, be more aggressive or just be more deliberate
Mhm.
about what you're selling with more offers and things. This is where you could really start making a lot of hay with email.
Making bundles and things like that.
Right. Another one to look at. Give me a second. I'm going to find the exact URL.
Sometimes I see people who are just doing such a good job at it, like it's intimidating. And it's enough to make me be like, well, I suck. I'm not going to do it.
That's
but
imposter syndrome talking to you, and I want
I
you to get over
know.
that. You
need to
should,
dive right in.
you just pick one thing that they're doing and you copy that one thing. And then that leads to the next thing, and then the
Baby
next thing.
steps.
I mean, I got here because I just copy everything hashtag Jeff does. That's all I do. All right, so little bins for little hands. Another great, you know, she just gives away all sorts of
Yeah.
free stuff, and then go sign up and you'll see how she starts to sell you very quickly.
I've gotten her emails before. I've
Yeah.
seen, yeah, she is
She's very
good at the
aggressive,
outbound.
and she's got not aggressive in a
She
bad way.
sends a
but
lot of emails.
She sends a lot of emails. And it's kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know if you listened to Carrie's thing yesterday. Were
I
you in
did.
on that?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
sent a lot of emails,
She did.
and she had open rates of 65%.
That's
And
insane. Like, I can't even imagine that. I mean,
And
that's
that's not
more than
even
double mine.
all of it, because Apple
Yeah.
Mail is not even reporting those numbers. So she has more than 65% open rates, which means that
Wow.
clicks. And that was one email every day for 31 days. Plus 20,000 of those people were already on the list, which means that they were already getting her other emails. They were getting multiple emails a day. So you can send more emails than you think when you're
Super
providing value.
fans. It's the goal. Cool. Thank you very much. That was
You're
a big
welcome.
help.
Good luck. Whatever you do,
Thank you.
don't blow it. Everything's writing on this, but no pressure.
It really is. I know.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, everybody else? All right. So this is great. It's just awkward now. We're just looking at each other.
Hi,
So,
Matt.
oh,
I
there
have
we
a quick
go.
question for you.
We're not
if
even
that's
looking at you,
okay.
Farah. So
Yeah, I need to open my camera.
that's okay. Whatever you want to do.
So basically, I started the quick start guide on my ConvertKit trial 3 days ago. Super happy to have gotten more than 50 subscribers, which again, I used to get like one every 2 weeks. So it's great. The only thing is I'm trying to like figure out my statistics from their website, and I see a 36% open rate, but a 0.00% average click rate. Does that mean not a single person has clicked on any of my links? Because that's just very sad if that's the case.
Yeah, that is a little sad. That doesn't seem right.
I mean, like, because in each email I have like 5 links of the top 5 recipes for this and this and that. So yeah.
Here, let's
I'm
make
just-
you a co-host. Do you want to share your screen with me? Do you have it there?
Yes. Let me see. How do I do that? I have no idea.
Okay, I just made you a co-host, and there should be a big green button at the very bottom that says
There
share
we go.
screen.
Okay, share screen, desktop. Okay, can you see my like dashboard?
Oh yeah. Okay, so don't worry about what this says here. This
Okay.
number. What I want you to do is scroll up for me and click on send
Sent.
and go to sequences,
Okay.
and then go to the, which one are we doing? The Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay. So this is the one. At least it's
click-
better than
click that.
0.00. Yeah.
And then over on the right hand side it says reports.
Right.
All right. Here's, and by the way, your sample size is too small for us to really know too much about just yet. But
Okay.
in the realm of reality, probably 2 to 3, 4% clicks is probably ideally we'd like it to be better than that, but that's not nothing.
Okay.
So like if you click on revealed my number one secret, you can see what people clicked. Well, right
Oh, I
now
see
we
here.
had
These are like the 2 top click.
we had 2 clicks, so it's not a ton.
Yeah.
So let's actually look at that email for a second.
Sure.
Click on go back to hit content. Oh, there you go. Yeah, go to content.
Content. Got it. Okay.
All right, let's scroll down here. All right, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas here.
Yeah.
To think about. These are some basic ones. Number 1, where it says oven chicken shawarma, make that a link. Number 2,
Okay.
make that image a link.
Mhm.
Number 3, the button, let's make the text bigger, and click
Okay.
here for the recipe. Let's try, just put in, oven chicken shawarma, so that they
Okay.
know that's what it is. And make it the largest size button. Additionally, you might want to consider, let's go back up to the top. I think that you have an interesting, not challenge, but, and I could be totally wrong on this.
Mhm.
I was wrong once a couple of years ago, and it was uncomfortable. So this may be the
Mhm.
second time. But your topic like shawarma and what was the other? I can't even remember. These are
Yeah.
spinach stew, and these are not foods that I personally am familiar with.
Yeah.
Now, your audience maybe all your audience are, are Middle Eastern and they know what these are. Or is it somebody that was trying a Middle Eastern recipe for the first time because they'd heard about shawarma and that it was delicious, or they went to a restaurant in New York and they tried it or whatever. And so now they're checking it out. So they don't know what these things are.
Yeah.
So one of the thoughts that I had is, could we make it so that, could you sell these a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, like, scroll down a little bit. Not shawarma. Let's do the next one.
Okay.
Number one, it's got spinach in it. That's your big problem.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, swap that out for chocolate chip cookie and you'll be golden.
Yeah.
I joke, but you really want to lead with the most gluttonous stuff. Now,
Okay.
it could be that everybody in their dog, this is what they eat, right? Is this the most common thing? Did you choose this for that reason? I don't want to diminish it if it wasn't.
No, I actually think that I wasn't thinking how you were, and I should have been. I think I was choosing the recipes very literally that had the most amount of olive oil. But most of our recipes do have olive oil, so I could have gone with like more approachable. Everyone knows them. Hummus, whatever things that people know. Yeah, I totally.
People will click on the hummus, and then you'll be getting a lot more of that. So whatever those things are, switch to those. This is so. For example, I just did one with I'm putting one together for a client. She's doing a holiday quick start guide, and she has pies.
Mm-hmm.
She has pies as one of the 5 emails, and she had it up as number 2. And I said, let's move that to number 5, because how many people are actually making pie? We all enjoy pie at the holidays,
right?
but the audience that actually makes pies, it's a much smaller audience. More people are making appetizers for a party, are making cookies, that, hot cocoa, that sort of thing, than are making going all out and making a hard apple pie or something. So same thing here. Try that. And
Makes
then,
sense.
I would look at your content on all the other, and just make sure that they are the most accessible.
Like something that people will immediately want to click on because they want to make it, not a literal translation of whatever, ingredient I was mentioning.
That's right.
Make sure that that's what has the most of. And from what I understood so far from the course, we can totally, like, a month from now, 2 weeks from now, whatever, completely like pause the series and start a new quick start guide. My like top 5 best, whatever, dessert secrets, and just go into a whole different direction and see what works best, right?
What I suggest for you is that you have something like this for the Middle Eastern food, and you have something else that is for the Italian food, and then you have something else for Instant Pot, and you have something else for air fryer, and you have something for the holidays and for Valentine's Days, and because it's all about the relevance.
Yeah.
How relevant is that to me right now? So this is great. I start here because this is not supposed to be the perfect quick start guide. It's just the first one. You've already seen what can happen. You went from basically nothing to 50 a day, or 50 in the last 3 days or whatever, right? That's crazy growth. And that's with just taking a shot.
Well, thanks. You've been very inspiring, and you've really it's been on my radar for like 3 years, email, and it's the first time I've ever done anything about it. Awesome. So thank you for that. We've appreciated your lessons so
You're on
much.
your way. All right.
Thank you. I'm gonna mute now.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, actually, I have a question for Devin, if you don't mind, Devin. Because I was just spying on your site because I was impressed by your numbers. So I checked you on the SEMrush, and I have more traffic than you, right? But you have so much more subscribers. So, and you said you made like 170K in 1 or 2 years. That's crazy. So what's your secret?
I mean, honestly, all of my email list has been built with printables, free printables. And my posts do pretty well, like on Pinterest. So I do get a lot of traffic from Pinterest, social media. Okay. And I used to just give them away for free, right? So people would just come, click on the link, and they could download it. And then somebody was like, no, like those are email gold. Okay. So I've just had certain things take off. You know, I look at trends. I have a subscription to, what's that keyword one? Not SEMrush, it's a cheaper one, Key Search. So I do try to keep those things in mind when I'm making printables. So I think I just hit the target, like Valentine's Day, teacher appreciation, the elf on the shelf. They're very searchable, and the people that come to the site, I don't have to convince them to sign up for it because they came specifically for that. They either saw a picture of it on social media or a friend shared it with them. So they're like on my site and they're like, I want that. And they sign up for it.
So are you doing keyword research for printables or for normal posts? And then you have an idea, okay, I make a printable out of that post. Or do you do initial keyword research for printable?
Yeah. So like one of my most popular teacher appreciation printables is for a tag that has the theme of popcorn. Popping in to say thanks for being such a great teacher. It's the silliest thing. It's a lot of mine are what do they call it? A pun, like a play on words. So when you search popcorn teacher printable, or I have like thanks a latte, or like all those, they rank pretty well. Most of them, they do well on Pinterest. Fleece Navidad and give a blanket. Like I walk into the dollar store and my head starts spinning. I see the candy aisle because I just start like coming up with all these stupid puns, but people love them. So I do them for Valentine's Day and for, you know, teacher appreciation. And I have every single printable is set up on a workflow. So every single printable is set up. You fill out the form, it triggers the workflow. When Flowdesk wants to send it to you, it sends you the workflow and you have it in your hands. And then you're added to my list. So, and that elf quarantine kit, I'm not kidding, 50,000 at least subscribers from my list came from that bugger. So,
how many printables have you got in total?
What's that?
How many printables have you got in total?
Over 300, I think. So I've been doing this for almost 14 years. I started on maternity leave from teaching when my daughter was born. I didn't do the printables I did for, I started out as a deal blogger. I think I said that a couple days ago. And then like, that was my bread and butter until that bubble kind of burst. People weren't really looking for that. And a friend sat me down and was like, you need evergreen content. You need to join AdThrive. Go. And I didn't really know what to do, but I knew I liked playing around on PicMonkey and like Photoshop and Canva. So I just started, I'm like, I guess I could make printables. And it just started from there. So
can I jump in on one thing that you said? I want to emphasize this if anybody's still listening. That 50,000, because one of the initial questions was, well, how did you get so big? 50,000, that's a quarter or more of your current list size, came by taking advantage of a trend. The quarantine plus elf on the shelf was the perfect timing. Could you recreate that right now? No, because it's not the same environment. But the thought process of trend jacking and figuring out what people need.
I have another one that did really well the year before. Have you ever heard of a Visco girl? So that was the trend the year before that. They're girls who they want to save the turtles. Don't use regular like plastic straws. They wear Vans, checkerboard Van sneakers. They have scrunchies on their arms and they drink from Hydro flasks. So I made a printable printable Visco girl, elf printable. And that did insane. And what happens is also don't discount like, yeah, Pinterest algorithms kind of suck these days and things are always changing. And Mark Zuck is doing what he wants at Facebook. But like, if you come up with an idea and then all it takes is one Instagrammer to find your printable and they think it's cute and they share it on a story. And a lot of that's what happened like with the quarantine printable. And like I couldn't keep up with the amount of people who were then tagging me on Instagram. Like, look at Mama Cheeps made this amazing printable. You can get it on her site. So, and I don't know any of them. I'm grateful for them, but it wasn't paid. It was like Matt said, this testimonial that I didn't even like know was coming, but all these moms were like, oh, such a time saver. They liked that one because you didn't have to move the stupid elf for 2 weeks. He just sat in his box. So
that is a bonus.
It was a really big bonus. So
I used to take that elf and just throw it, every night.
Yeah, we've done that too.
Sure. That's done. He's lying on the floor over there today.
It's silly. And you would think this day and age, I mean, listen, I fight so hard for ranking on this dumb elf because now everybody with a blog has an elf post. And I'm now competing with people like the Pioneer Woman and Country Living Magazine who use my pictures in their roundups. You know, they give me credit, but it's like they outrank me. So it's like a constant struggle, but I'll just say, like, keep your eye on the trends with, you know, whatever you're doing. Seasonality, holidays are big, and then just anything you can jump on. I don't know, maybe there's like a dodo bird or like some kind of weird sighting or something you could do something funny with, or I don't know. People love viral, they like trends, and they like free. That's what I've learned
Okay.
after 14 years of this.
Very cool. But it's
Yeah.
also very much triggered by social, right? Not so
Sure.
much by SEO, right?
In my case, it is. I mean, I've picked apart hashtag Jeff. I try. I slough my way through SEO. I still suck at it, but it's just weird landing on strange roundups or posts. I also spend a lot of my time, like, are you in any groups on Facebook where people are looking for different kinds of roundup contributions and you could drop your links on them? Like, I'm in a bunch of those. And that always helps to be like included in other people's roundups, because then that'll boost you up in search results and things like that. But yeah, just make something crazy and fun, and even better if it's free. But eventually I want to sell more. That's the goal. But
Very cool. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thanks, Devin.
Sure. I have
All
a
right.
weird job.
Don't we all? It's fantastic. I love living in today's day and age where we can make money doing the weird things that we do. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a holiday season, and we'll see you around.
Likewise. Bye-bye.